Buckle up, Buttercup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
See Jimmy.
Good. Oh, yeah, they are. We made it into the corner for them. Good morning, Gloucester. It's GloucesterCast 610. It is November 6th. My lucky day is the 6th. Lucky number is number 6. I am joined by an illustrious cast. Today is going to be the last time you see Bugs until next summer.
Yes.
Bugs over there. We have.
That's sad.
I know, it's very sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, Bugs.
Yeah.
Very
Get
sad.
over it. It all went to think about it.
Paul Gamber is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Scotty Mack is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Pat and Jimmy down in the corner. You'll see them when the comments start scrolling. Amy is with us. Pat McNally's with us. Joanne Wood, Kim Abbott, my beautiful wife Kate, Anita Margarita,
Mom.
Phil Scannell, Kathy Barlow, and Wendy Collette Overmeyer. Is that the ones from Michigan that you?
No, I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
the ones you met at the Nest?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wendy, where you from?
Yeah.
I just
Chime in.
We meet so many at the Nest, Joey.
Kim Abbott. That's my cousin's beautiful wife.
Oh, your cousin,
Yeah.
your male cousin.
Down
Is she
in
lesbian?
Virginia. No, my cousin Bob. That's his wife, Kim.
Oh, okay. Wendy Collette Overmeyer is from Indiana.
Oh,
Jill-
Indiana.
Jill Gamber.
Oh, my sister from Connecticut.
Wow, big fan
Yes.
fan base for Gamber.
Wendy,
Oh,
was
yeah.
that Fort Wayne, Indiana, if I remember correctly?
Jackie Shimataro LaFlamme with us. Shimataro with an E.
Oh,
I think she's related to TJ.
Jackie the Flam.
Mike Bertolino with us chiming in.
I think Mike Bertolino has got to have the most extensive prize collection from the GMG vault.
And he's the first one to share.
Well, there you go. That's it. Well, he's consistent. Ed Collard is up there. Ed
Yes,
Collard
yes.
wins a lot.
Yeah. Annie Roshan.
Andy Roshan wins a lot. We might as well. Oh, Ralph DeGiorgio's with us.
Hey,
Bill
Ralph.
Wren is with us. We have two
Hey,
prizes
Ralph.
today. We have this Schooner Adventure cap. Not Schooner Adventure. It's Schooner Festival, right?
Get it?
Hold on a second.
Get it?
Pull back a little.
It doesn't want to
It's
pick
going
it
for
up.
Bugsy's
I think it's
face.
Bugsy's face.
Bugs, turn your face, Bugs. Yeah,
there we go.
there we go. We got it. Gloucester Schooner Festival cap. If you share the podcast and type shared, you'll be entered to win.
And it's not used. It has still got the tags on it, so it isn't one of Joey's old ones.
And we also have a Gloucester, Massachusetts patch. This is the second. Bugs, turn your face. There it is.
Is this the new trick?
Gloucester, well, no,
Bugs,
it has
don't
facial recognition. It locks focus when you have faces on.
Bugs,
it.
don't let me worry about me sticking my ass in your
Bugs.
face. To get you
Bugs,
out.
turn your face.
They should have
Bugs, turn your face and cough.
of the fisherman statue, which was Clayton Morrissey.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's
Wow.
right.
You mean there's an actual person? You know
Yes.
who the person was that was used when they sculpted it?
Clayton Morrissey was the captain of the FEM Morrissey. It was a 100-foot fishing schooner.
That's a great piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Scott-
Clayton, what is it again?
Clayton Morrissey.
Clayton Morris.
He was slated as the greatest Gloucester fisherman of all time
by who?
by
Mrs. Morrissey.
the other fishermen or the people that slate things.
Clayton Morrissey. I can remember that.
Scotty has a lot of Gloucester knowledge because he's like the DJ for the harbor cruises. So when you go on one of the
So you
Beauport,
school up on it. That's cool.
when you go on one of the Beauport cruises, you're not just getting the cruise and the meal. You get Scotty telling you. You get like a history
Well,
lesson.
I do the same thing when I take people out from Arlington that haven't been to Gloucester, and I do the little tour. So I always fill them with all these pieces of useless trivia. But that's a beauty. Clayton Morrissey.
Clayton Morrissey.
Yeah, and the sons were excellent rowers, like one of the top of the
Morrissey clan, the whole chain.
Morrissey clan have won
When was that
same boat
cast?
races.
When was that created? The fisherman, what year?
I don't know.
I'll get back to you on that.
100 years ago, about 1923, I believe.
1923.
Pat, I think you're actually correct there. Yep.
Yeah.
You got the blessing from Scotty, so it must be true.
Yeah.
My grandfather bought the
No,
summer home.
that number sounds familiar within the tour, but I haven't done the tour since late August.
My grandfather bought our summer home in 1923.
Well, those are good times just before the Depression, leading up to the Depression.
Yeah, well, the Depression didn't bother him because he was. Well, I probably shouldn't say it on the air what he was for a living, but he sold ice cream. My father used to tell us. Your grandfather sells ice cream.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pictures going
out of the trunk of the car.
You just sold a lot of ice cream. I mean, that's a brand new car you're driving. It's during the Depression.
There you go. Joe Higgins very upset that we were on late today. I think we were 2 minutes late. Joe, I'm sorry. Can you ever forgive us?
Joe, do you ever get upset when we go overtime?
Pauline's gift is with us. She shared it. Susan Gould Coviello, show us your Crocs. You'll see the Crocs in a photo, but you will not see the. I will not be wearing the Crocs out. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, we got so. I just want to get this out of the way right off the bat because it's very important. Gloucester boys soccer at Newell Stadium today. State games at 2:30 p.m. Hamilton Wenham girls soccer. Paul's daughter Sadie is on the team. My daughter's the manager until she gets back on
from her injury.
At 4 p.m. at Gordon College, and Gloucester girls field hockey 6 p.m. at Newell Stadium. If you go to Newell Stadium at 2:30 today, you can watch a doubleheader of really good sports.
And if you go up the river by boat, you can watch for free.
You can do that. That's right, which is nice. Daylight savings time today, so I wonder if we lost anybody because of daylight savings time today.
That's right. You have to turn their clocks back.
Yeah. So why don't we get right into the Crocs thing? So
the Crocs of the matter.
I've got some stuff to add to this once you get into it.
All right. So first of all, a couple people that I know: Eric Lorden, my wife, my stepson Connor.
Oh, where'd the logo go?
Drew.
The graphic.
She took it down.
So is that you and your wife?
Yeah, that's Kay's got the white ones. I got the blue ones. But go to the next graphic right here. All right, I'm gonna let you click it, Pat.
Oh, winter Crocs.
So this is the reason I got them. Hold on, I'll take this for a second. If you had something to add, Scott.
Yeah, well, they match your jumpsuit you were wearing for the dinner, birthday dinner.
The all-day outfit
with the fleece lining.
When you put down casual wear, I think he kind of took it to the extreme.
Would you guys ever wear the head-to-toe Hans and Franz gray jumpsuit on Saturday Night Live? Would you
Halloween?
Would you daunt that?
No.
For Halloween?
The only time I ever wore a jumpsuit was skiing in powder.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. The only time I've worn a jumpsuit was skydiving.
Skydiving?
Yes.
I see no reason to jump out of a perfectly
my next
airplane.
question would: have you ever done skydiving?
Never done.
Never been.
No.
How much do you weigh, Gamber? No, not for real. I mean,
290.
290. I think 225 is actually the cap because you have to go on a tandem jump.
Right.
And if you weigh 225 or above, because you get strapped to somebody else, they don't let you go. So
So how did you go?
I was under 225 at the time.
How old were you?
12? No, this is about maybe 15 years ago, like 2009 or so. 14,000 feet in the air jump.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. And here's the kicker. We got discount death. We did it on a Groupon. So we went skydiving on a Groupon. You get discount death.
Oh my God.
And TJ from Pratty's actually put the trip together, and it was about 15 to 20 of us that went on that trip.
Where was it? Up in New Hampshire?
I believe it was out of Pelham.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hit the ground running. Literally, when you drop down, they show you how to land. You're going to take a class ahead of time, and every flash of the camera that you watch this video for safety, it comes up with a skull and crossbones. May cause death or serious injury. So they do everything in their power to deter you from actually jumping out of this plane. And if you still want to go, you're that nuts. So we went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about your all-day outfit, the gray all-day outfit.
Yeah.
Paul said the Crocs would match your outfit. And then Bugsy responded with, "I don't think. Would you say I don't think I've worn a jumpsuit since."
They were asking me to wear a jumpsuit. I said the last time I wore, the only time I've ever worn a jumpsuit. Well, wait, does one piece long underwear count as a jumpsuit?
No,
Johnny's. Those are
outside.
Johnny's.
It has to be outside attire.
Skiing. Used to wear a jumpsuit when I was powder skiing up in the British Columbia.
Gamba went with Halloween only, and I said the only time I've actually worn a jumpsuit was skydiving.
Well, this wasn't one piece. It was two pieces,
It
but
was
they
two
were
pieces,
part of a thing. But
it's a whole ensemble now.
But
With
the
Crocs.
Sherpa, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for Sherpa.
Yeah.
So I fully recognize. So Eric Lorden, what the impetus for the whole thing was, we were at Castaways. I think it was probably Monday or Tuesday, and he comes in. He's wearing the Crocs. I'm like,
Yeah, but he's a chef. That's like acceptable chef attire.
that's true. That is true.
And nurses.
A lot of chefs wear.
Yes, and
wear
nurses.
Doctors.
Yeah, they have, and there's a reason they have like
Anything but guys who want to be dateable.
Doctors wear Crocs.
So they have
in the OR.
Yeah.
So they have good arch support, and they're lightweight and they're comfortable. The looks, like you have to be really secure with yourself and your relationship with your betrothed to wear these things out and about, because they are hideous, like hideous on next level hideous, right? So I have made a deal because my wife wears them. So she, around the house, she doesn't wear them out except for on extreme.
You're always making deals with the wife. I love it.
Making deals.
Okay, what's this deal? Let's hear it.
No, the deal is like I'm gonna get these because in the winter I just don't like to be cold. I want to be comfortable and warm, cozy, and I just will not wear them out of the house. So this is the disclaimer: is if anyone sees me leave the house with the Crocs, you have the right to take photos of me in the public and mercilessly ridicule me. Ridicule me. So.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. So
I think McCarthy and I should hang out more often.
So I want
to catch you.
I want to do a little bit of a comparison because I've been a Uggs slippers guy for a long time. Ugg slippers are next level.
Brady wears those, so that's okay.
Well, Brady wears the boots, Ugg boots.
I'm sure he's got the whole line.
But Ugg slippers are the wool lined, same type of thing, but more natural sheep, whatever the fur it is.
Don't we have the graphic for the liner on that too? I thought
well,
we had
for the
fur.
That's
Crocs.
for the Croc ones.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's a synthetic, and the Uggs. So the Uggs are very comfortable and they're very warm, but they're tight. The difference is the Crocs have a lot of room up in the toe, so they're not as restrictive. So
the Uggs stretch out though.
They do.
Yeah,
but
I have them.
They're great. Out. They are great, and they keep your feet warm. But I would suggest if you're gonna get Croc Uggs slippers, to size up from your natural size. And in the Crocs, if you do get the fur-lined Crocs, to get your actual size because they fit perfectly with room. So I'm a 12. I got the 12, and so true to size.
So I looked this up because I was curious as the whole Croc thing, and I said, would you date a guy who wears Crocs? Thinking from the female perspective.
Yeah. That's a good question for the viewers. Our viewers. Would you date if you're a single woman? Would you date a guy that wore Crocs out of the house?
And vice versa for the guys. I mean, is that a good look for women? Do you enjoy that? I mean, is that something that does it for you? Well, here's some people that chimed in. That this is good with the internet here. So yes, because such guys wear comfortable shoes that let their feet breathe and are not afraid to show their toes. But on the other side of that, people say that men's feet are nothing great to look at. Please hide those things at all costs.
Okay, there you go.
So
you can't see your toes in Crocs.
They're ugly.
They are ugly.
Yeah.
So let's see. So we got some people chiming in. Charlene has a visceral aversion to two things.
I agree with Charlene.
The word moist. Charlene, if you say the word moist around Charlene, she shudders. And the other thing is Crocs. Like Kate wears her Crocs, I think intentionally to get at Charlene.
My cousin Kim talked about gibbets. You know what those are?
Yeah, the gibbets you can spice them up with little things that you stick in the holes.
So that brings me to a question.
Are you going to be getting gibbets for your Crocs?
Right, not the gibbets, but the color choice of your Crocs is flat black. If you're never going to leave the house with these things, wouldn't you get a little creative and fun with it, be it at home? Instead of plain old boring black.
Kate bought them for him.
They were navy blue with the
navy blue?
with the Tanatarian, which is my color. You know, everything I wear is navy blue. But they did have, for $10 less, I could have got
pink
tie-dyed ones.
Yeah, you're a value guy.
I know. I was going back and forth, and then I was like,
I heard that the lady who came up with the, what do you call them, gibbets?
Yeah.
This is a story I heard that she had a daughter who came home that had picked some little flowers and stuck them in the holes of the Crocs.
And that's how it was born.
And that's where she got the idea. So she started creating those things. And now she's like,
multi-millionaire.
Apparently.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting comment for you. This is somebody wrote in. I would say this is a detail so small to worry about when it comes to deciding whether to date someone or not. But how serious would you take the words of a guy who wears Crocs? That's the question. First off, and I'll read the rebuttal. Imagine you find someone who holds the beliefs that you give so much importance, whose personality goes along with yours, medium and long-term plans are similar to yours, even humor you in a way that a few people do. You turn him down because he has poor judgment of footwear.
Well, Scooty Boo Boo's mother, Amy, says she is dating a guy that wears Crocs both in and out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Dalpiaz.
Bold move.
This is
bold move, Jimmy. You allow this in the household? Do you allow the Crocs in the household, Jim?
They're good on a boat.
Are they?
Yeah, because
no slip.
You're not stubbing your toe, kicking cleats because they protect your foot. You can get them soaking wet, and they don't get moldy or rot or anything. They just dry right out, and they're non-skid. When you're washing the boat down, you get soap on the deck.
Yeah.
The Crocs are perfect for it. Really? I wear them on the boat all the time.
I'll tell you,
every once in a while I'll forget.
You have a pair of Crocs.
Oh yeah, I have a pair of white Crocs.
He obviously doesn't have Sherpa lined ones because he gets his wet.
Because I always like.
See, all the married guys have Crocs.
I would have never taken bugs for it. It makes me feel a lot better about myself.
I just every once in a while you forget, and I get in the truck and go in town. I look down at my feet and I go, "Oh shit!"
So you're a closet Croc wearer.
I forgot to take.
You're in the closet when it comes to wearing Crocs.
Standing in Vigilia's waiting for a sub. Everybody's sitting there looking.
I'd love to see you walk in the nest wearing the Crocs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fair. I am very secure in my manlyhood. I'm secure in all this stuff, but I am and I would rather wear my stinky work boots out and around than wear the Crocs out.
I wonder if they have a pub crawl with a Croc pub crawl where everybody wears Crocs like the ugly sweater pub crawls and stuff. They got to have some sort of chapter of Croc wearers.
I don't know.
Well, the Crocs never stink because they don't hold any kind of moisture. You just wash them right off. Sorry about that, Sean.
Do we have any other comments here too?
I'm sorry?
Do we have any other comments from the
Yeah, we have Jill Gamber says, my daughter wore them as a lifeguard at a water park. I think for women, I think it's a lot better. Ed College says, I don't care what the women wear. Ed's all in. Doesn't matter. He's very low.
It's not picky on it's
not
low.
It's not picky.
It's low standards when it comes to
low standards. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If it's okay.
We used to call that at any port in a storm, dude.
Any port in a
You
storm.
wear your slippers at home. Do you wear socks?
No.
So how many months do you get out of the slippers before they start to smell so bad that Kate puts them out on the porch?
I don't know. My slippers don't. I don't know. The Uggs have some kind of a natural thing. I don't. Kate's watching. She'll reply to this. Kate wears her Ugg slippers all the time. Do our slippers stink? Because I don't remember our slippers stinking.
My Uggs one probably 3 years or so. Then they get kind of.
They're
so warm.
You had Uggs?
Yeah, I have Ugg slippers for my house.
Oh, Ugg slippers.
Uggs. Not Crocs.
No. Yeah, I keep going back and forth. They're the one syllable. Yeah. Kate says my feet don't smell. I think my feet don't smell because I shower twice a day.
You shower twice a day?
Yeah, I shower when I get up in the morning. I shower when I come home from work. So I think that's why there's never a chance for the bacteria to grow. That's what.
And those fish boots that you have must contain a lot of heat and sweat when you're working.
Well, the key with work boots is to wear merino wool socks because the
merino all wool
merino
wool.
Merino wool.
It's a very fine wool. It's almost like antimicrobial. But the worst thing you can wear is cotton socks. Like the absolute, like working on a wharf on a cold concrete slab all these years, the absolute worst material for socks is cotton. I
Doc
1,000%.
Stand by it.
1,000%. Like the best thing you can wear, and as a matter of fact, you can wear like a medium weight wool sock, merino wool sock. You can wear it in the summer. It keeps your feet cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. Just naturally, it has some natural properties to it. So
see, we're educating our viewers every time, all the time.
They have an expression up where I was skiing. I used to ski in the Selkirks, and people really made a science as to what to wear when you went out there. And they have an expression: "Cotton kills."
Cotton kills. It's true.
Yeah,
it's the worst. If you get, especially if you perspire,
wool will absorb something like 4 times its weight in moisture before you actually start to perceive it as being wet.
Oh, there you go, and it wicks it.
How do you think that really affects the textile industry? Because everything used to be 100% cotton, you know, and then now it's all percentage of polyester, percentage of micro. But, I mean, so
well, it killed the ironing industry because you don't have to iron anything anymore.
I'll tell you.
Wrinkle free. They hated
wrinkle
that.
free.
And it's funny. Like most stores,
well, linen you have to iron.
Linen.
Most stores, when you go in and you're looking for performance socks and stuff, unless you go to like REI or LL Bean, not LL Bean, but what's the one? Kittery Trading Post?
Mm-hmm.
Kittery Trading Post, you'll see because it's geared towards outdoor people. 80% of what the product they have on the walls for socks are.
How about locally at Nelson's?
Nelson's
sock selection.
Nelson's has a really good selection of wool socks, but probably could do more. I mean, there's I don't know. I'm very sensitive to it, but like a lot of my fishermen don't wear performance gear. And once I think because they're
do you think
kind
they're
of
just
like
old school and
yes.
just kind of
yeah.
You know,
they don't want to try anything new. Like a lot of my fishermen didn't want to get an iPhone, right? They're old school. They took pride that they had the flip phone, and they they made fun of people that were on their phones. As soon as they get them and they see all the things they could do, then they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I could do this!"
I'm going to throw a name out there because I'm sure he doesn't mind this. Joe Mondello, hands down, was against the iPhone.
Yep.
Got the iPhone.
Joe.
Best thing since sliced bread.
Joe,
can't stay off of it.
Pete, Mark Ring, those three come to mind right off the bat. Yeah. Like and now they'll say, "Oh yeah, I knew all along." But I'm telling you right now, they for years were those anti-technology guys.
And I still respect that. I mean, there's still some people out there that I still see with the flip phones.
So now to go from that, my new thing is like pants. Like I got a couple pair of Lululemon pants. Do you have any Lululemon pants?
Are they yoga stretch?
No, they're regular. They're like.
Are they see through when you bend over?
No, they're not. But I'm gonna tell you right now.
Snug them in.
You get a pair of Lululemon pants and tell me like you don't want
your
whole wardrobe.
I have a Lululemon men's board shorts, and the liner of those is the most comfortable liner that I've ever had.
I'll tell you,
it was a game changer for me on swimwear.
Their chinos, their pants are ridiculous. They're so comfortable, no ironing, just but the stretching ability, because I again down here having to bend with my knees and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I used to wear Carhartts. And like a lot of guys wear Carhartts, so they wear like Wrangler jeans, the Lobsterman and stuff like that, right? But you can't. They're so restrictive. You can't bend properly, usually, especially if you're tall and you need to get down. Once you start getting performance,
it almost feels like it's going to rip your knees apart. How tough they are.
Yeah, well, the toughness, but the give in like the knees and stuff like that. Because when you have to lift up 100 crates a day off the ground, you need to lift properly, or it's just a matter of time before your back is fucked. Mm-hmm. So.
So pants is the fix.
I don't wear Lululemon pants to work, but there are brands of pants like these pants right here they're a stretch material, and it's just so much. It's night and day. So I got 3 different pairs. I got a pair of Rhone. I know you're laughing, but trust me. One day he's going to try one of these kinds of pants, and he's going just like the iPhone.
He's just going to find himself in Virgilios with a pair of Lululemons on.
I think it's the name Lululemon that bothers me.
Well, there you go. So there's Roan. I just got a pair of Roan. I got a pair of Lululemon, and I got a pair of what the fuck? Travis Matthews golf pants, but they look like they're trousers. Anyway.
So you're saying the secret to keep your back healthy is with the pants you wear?
Down the wharf, if you want to, if you have a physical job.
I don't think Bugsy's looking for a job down the wharf.
No, but if you have, so say you're a contractor or a carpenter that has to bend down a lot and stuff like that, or a guy that works with a stonemason, someone that has to do this kind of work, even.
How do you keep the knees from wearing out? That's what because I'm always landscaping. I'm on my hands and knees digging holes in the ground, and they hurt though. The knee pads drive me crazy.
I found a really good memory foam pair of knee pads with the hard shell on the outside when I was landscaping, and that was a game changer in itself. Yeah, you can find some cheaper ones that have a thinner liner on the inside. It's not as well cushioned, and they slide. So it's the knee pad.
Anyway, I'll leave it at that. But if you see me out wearing the Crocs, full rain, totally fucking shit on me.
How about
the Lululemon Friday night pants, down at Passports?
Can we comment on the Lululemon pants?
I'll
if they're see-through when you bend over?
I will stand behind those. I will not stand behind.
We're gonna test this at the Nest. The Nest test.
Let's be clear here. There's so much to do. Game changers. I'm gonna do a whole thing. I'm gonna actually do a video wearing the different pants. Gloucester firefighter paramedics helped deliver a healthy baby in the ambulance on Route 128 on Thursday, November 3rd at approximately 8:15 a.m. The Gloucester Fire Department responded to a report of a woman in labor at a home on Veterans Way. While transporting the mother to the hospital, labor reached advanced stages, and firefighter paramedics Lucas McRobb and George Black determined they needed to stop the ambulance to deliver the baby. A 19-ounce, 6-pound, and 15-ounce baby boy was delivered.
That's a keeper.
Well done, boys.
Okay, I left out the very last sentence because Veterans Way, you know what Veterans Way is?
It's over by Maplewood Avenue and McDonald's, isn't it?
It's either there or is
it by the hospital?
I think it's right across the street from the hospital.
Okay.
So I was scratching my head saying, why did the paramedics need to pull the ambulance over if it's across the street? Because it's basically across the street from the hospital.
But they were on 128.
What I didn't realize was that they don't deliver babies at Addison Gilbert anymore.
Not for years.
For years, I guess, but I didn't put two and two together. They were on their way to Beverly. Yeah. Did you know that?
I didn't know that Addison Gilbert doesn't have
They don't have an OBGYN department?
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
So everything is in Beverly Hospital now for Leahy.
Yeah.
The closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but an emergency room might be a little better setting than an ambulance.
Well, if you're already on the way to Beverly because she's in labor, but the advanced happened while on the highway. Yeah. So that's why they pulled over, I guess. Already past the hospital.
These guys deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, God bless them. Yeah, so...
Did they give the baby's name?
So the baby was delivered along Route 128, a mile from Beverly Hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, so they got pretty close.
She didn't even get the tapioca pudding for dessert. She got gypped.
She got gypped. A question from John McElhenney. Hi, Joe. A weird question for you. Our longtime close family friend, a GHS Gloucester High School junior, wants to be a pro photographer after graduation. He's especially interested in wedding photography. He's a sweet kid. Anyone know anyone he could tag along with on a job somewhere to learn the ropes and pick up some tips? Which is strange because I handle so many photographers' things that come to me and I post them for them. Mm-hmm. We're all kind of like, we're not professional photographers, I guess, right? Like I'm not making a living full-time selling photography.
It's mostly a hobby, or some are very professional with it.
Like a wedding photographer's next level. So, and I racked my brain, and I don't think I know personally a wedding photographer that I could pass on. So
Ricardo Monotto did the photography down at Manglewood on the wall, the backdrop. he does weddings.
He does weddings.
Jessica Lynn Churchill does weddings.
Okay.
Alyssa Kukuru does weddings. These are all local girls.
Okay.
Sharon's daughter, and forgive me offhand, and I'm sorry if I forgot your first name off the bat.
From
Double Exposure.
Double Exposure.
There's a lot of great photographers around for the wedding industry.
So what you're saying is they asked the wrong person for help. They should have just gone right.
No,
to Scott.
they asked the right person.
No.
He brought it up. Yeah,
I was thinking of Scotty that he would probably know, but I just didn't.
I'd be so inclined, if it's okay with my clients, I would actually have to ask first. I would bring this kid along with me to a wedding gig. Free of charge, of course, if he wants to get the experience and pay his dues like I did with DJ, and I used to have to go for free, and say, listen, I got this kid that's trying to break into the wedding thing, wants to do some photos. Would you mind if he took photos at your wedding? And then you get the photos anyway, and then this kid gets the experience.
A lot of wedding photographers have multiple cameras, too, and they usually have an assistant with them because they're taking short distance, long distance, instead of changing. They're obviously not changing lenses on the fly, so they change cameras. So I've seen a lot of wedding photographers with an assistant. He can volunteer as an assistant.
But your guy here, what's his name? John McElhenney?
John McElhenney.
Great question, John. That's definitely it. Pay your dues and let them tag along sometimes, with some other people. We can reach out. I'll reach out to a few people, see if they mind.
My beautiful wife,
Be happy
Kate,
to help.
My beautiful wife, Kate, has a suggestion. Tell them to go to bridal shows to meet photographers as well. But there are, Scotty named 4 fantastic wedding photographers in town here. And John, if you have, Jim Capillo mentioned someone too.
Dave Stotzer?
Dave Stotzer, because he corrected it down here. Dave Stotzer.
I think you can find Jessica Lynn at Audrey's Flower Shop. I think they coexist in the same business upstairs, so they have a meeting room, or they used to. But you might want to reach out to Audrey's Florist. Actually for flowers for weddings too, but the photography I think doubles in the same building.
Am I wrong? But was there a bill? Was there a bill that was? Is that Phil? Come on in, Phil. Phil Nicastro is joining us, the voice of Gloucester hockey and football.
Hope I'm not too early, gents.
No, you're perfect. Perfect timing. We'll pull that chair. Phil, sit in that chair. Pull it right here. How's it going, buddy?
Not bad at all.
No. Good to see you, bud.
All right.
Give a nice round of applause and welcome Phil Nicastro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Slide boy. Slide right in, pal.
It's always good to come on.
Nice. See, he's got the leisure suit going.
Yeah, it's Sunday morning.
Not the top and bottom.
I wore them for my birthday party because I got some Sherpa lined ones. It's so comfortable. Can't help myself.
It's great. I mean, it's Sunday morning. Man, to me, it's just like do nothing day.
Do nothing. Watch football day.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna get to the Patriots predictions in a little bit, but So could you tell us? Give us a little rundown. Gloucester High football, Gloucester High hockey coming up.
Well, Gloucester High football, they're in season, so when we talk about them.
Yep.
Some good, some bad. I think the disappointing thing of this year was they didn't get into the playoffs. And the playoffs are 8 games. That's how they're determined nowadays. It's this new playoff system, but I don't think people still understand. The playoff spots are determined in 8 games. And the Fishermen were 3-5 in that 8 games at Division 5. And that wasn't good enough to get into the playoffs. But since then, since they were about 1-4, 1-3, they've been playing some pretty good football. Yeah. So I think
they came on, right?
Yeah, they're coming on. And believe it or not, they played Peabody about 3 weeks ago. Peabody was like one of the tops in Division 2. Yeah. Peabody won the game 37-7. Now, on the scoreboard, that looks like a blowout. Gloucester didn't play bad that night at all. In fact, I thought that was the game where they started turning things around.
Wow. Peabody's big.
Peabody,
although
they got upset yesterday in the playoffs on Friday night in Division 2. So disappointing for them. I predicted them in Foxborough the night they were playing Gloucester.
Wow.
I guess I was wrong about that one.
You said the Division 5. How does that... They used to be Division 3. Does that depend on the record, or did they change everything?
Goes by,
number of males in the...
First of all, that's one thing. It's a playoff system. It's a statewide playoff system. So the conferences don't mean as much anymore. That's the sad part.
That is
the Northeast, and in fact, I see a day where there's going to be no more conferences. It's going to be all division play. Here's another thing that's confusing people. Just because you play in the same conference with the team doesn't necessarily mean they're in the same division with that team.
Oh,
in
wow.
fact, if you look at the Northeast Conference, every team is in a different division.
Oh, wow.
And
Is
the
that
playoffs-
because of the number of male athletes?
The enrollment has a lot to do with it. Yeah, because what happened was when they went to this quote-unquote statewide playoff system, they had to reevaluate all the schools again because now you factored in Central and Western Mass now. So now you get some big schools now, and then you get some smaller schools you never heard of before. Because if you look at the playoffs online, got on my phone, the MIA site, you see some teams you're not familiar with. That's the way. That's the way it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
like who was Clearview? Maybe just
there you go. It's probably some Central Mass team that you never heard of, but they're pretty good.
But they're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, another thing with the statewide playoff system is the traveling. Wow. You might have to go to the border of New York for crying out loud to play a game.
Yeah.
But the MIAA promised coach buses in that situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. And they had a game last year where some team from the Cape went to Western Mass.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
They held through on their promise, though. It was like a 2.5-hour ride, and there was a coach bus.
Wow.
Because you're not going to go 2.5 hours to and from a yellow school bus.
And we talked about that, last week, was it? Were there paid games in the playoffs? Or your admission fee to get in?
All
of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
What happened?
You're
What's
paying
So
happened?
that goes towards bus rides for the
They promised that, so
yeah.
So you never know. But what they've done now with the playoffs is that they go to online ticket sales now.
Right. You can't buy them. I think that
During the regular
for the
season,
hockey last year, you had to buy them online.
online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the football team right now is in a non-playoff. It's called. If you don't make the playoffs, they still went online with it.
Yeah.
The other night when they won,
The MIA wants to make sure they get their
chicken.
cheese.
They
want their
I'm telling
cheese.
you.
Yeah.
So
I
even
don't want
if
to say
they're-
too much, but
Yeah.
the MIAA.
Yeah.
So
Even if
they
they're
made
not-
all sorts of changes. I've been doing this for 10 years,
Yeah.
right? They've made 10,000 changes in those 10 years.
Yeah.
So if they're a non-playoff team,
Right.
they're playing a regular season game, they
Right,
still
so-
start charging for those.
They're
Like,
still
if-
charging for those games. Yeah,
They
there's
didn't
not many
normally,
people at them.
like
Yeah.
the first 8 games of the regular season, they don't charge though, right?
They do, yeah.
Oh, they do. All right.
Yeah, but the old school way, you walk up and buy a ticket.
Yeah.
At the school.
Right.
Yeah, at the school, the old school way.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is
Do the
nowadays.
schools get the money for the regular season games, or does that go to the MIA?
I thought it was a split 60-40 between home and road.
Okay.
But you got to remember something. A regular season game is within the conference, the moolah. But once the postseason comes,
Right. MIA.
MIAA games, they take over everything and the income. So
Right.
that's where you lost me there. It's up to them.
I know.
So,
Shout out to, I think it's Bryce Lehman, Danny Lehman's son, quarterback for Bishop Fenwick.
I've heard of him. Yes.
Tremendous season he's had. My
From
cousin,
Gloucester, right?
yeah, from Gloucester. Actually, my cousin Frankie's son Max Shimataro, starting quarterback for Triton, had a tremendous season.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I mean, some colleges looking at him. So a lot of talent around Gloucester.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
That's not staying here. That's the disappointing thing.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing rumors that the lower levels got some talent coming up. So I think we're going to see an improvement in the next few years on the football program. As far as this year is concerned, I think what happened was when they realized they weren't going to make the playoffs, I think here's the good thing. I think the team got together, they reevaluated their goals. And since then, including that Peabody game, even though the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, I think they've been playing pretty well.
Wow.
I think they played that Peabody game, even though they got hammered. Then they played Northeast Regional. They won the game by 1 point. And Gloucester came up with a goal line stand at the end of the game.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Big game, yeah.
And then the other night they played, what was it? That school, Essex Tech.
Yeah.
That was the first non-playoff game, and they won that game pretty handily the other night.
Yeah.
And there's 10 kids from Gloucester on that team.
Oh, wow.
So that might have been a determination. Maybe some of those kids will come back. But maybe we'll see what happens. But, Gloucester played very well the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk turkey. Thanksgiving Day.
Well,
game.
here's the deal.
Danvers.
Here's the deal. They got one more non-playoff to go. That's this week. I think either Thursday or Friday night. I'm not sure who they're playing yet. I'll find out later on today. But then they got Thanksgiving. So here's the deal. If they can win this week, I think they can. They can take a 3-game winning streak into Thanksgiving Day, end the season with maybe upsetting Thanksgiving on Danvers. They're right for the picking this year.
Okay.
Get it? No, I really. Danvers did.
Turkey feathers.
Danvers went into Division 3 the last 2 weeks of the regular season. They had a playoff spot, but they lost 2 games and they didn't get in.
Oh.
So they ended up in the non-playoff, and they're on a losing streak right now, Danvers. Wow. I think Gloucester can upset them this year.
Whoa.
How many years has Danvers taken it in a row?
3 or 4 now.
3 or 4 now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So we're due.
We're due.
And
you know what? I think the
Go,
situation.
boys.
I think the situation is right. I think the Gloucester team is rounded into form. If they win this week, I think they're gonna. And I think they can take this momentum into Thanksgiving Day at home against the Danvers team that's ripe for the picking.
Wow. Yeah, because they thought they were going to go to the playoffs and they didn't
Right,
make the playoffs.
right. And I think if they can do that, maybe they take that momentum into next season. Because that's something they haven't done in a few years. Take some positivity into the following year.
That's right.
And I think they might be able to do that this year. That's got to be the goal.
So last year was unbelievably exciting hockey.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah,
unbelievable.
That was great.
Now, the Costanza boys gone.
Jack graduated. Marshall went to a new school.
Right. So
there was an unfortunate accident too that took place in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
I don't think Cunningham's going to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he suffered an injury. Okay. I don't want to elaborate on that anymore.
Yeah. So are there any younger kids
that team's got talent like you wouldn't believe. I heard they got more talent coming up at the lower level, so
really
don't worry about it.
Wow.
This might be a down year coming up because they lost so much.
Yeah.
They're still going to be a state tournament team. They're still going to be fun to watch.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so don't discount this program.
Wow, you heard it here.
Yeah.
I love it.
Breaking news.
I love it. Going
for another state run.
So what's the...
Are they going to finish in the top 4 like they did last year in D2? Probably not.
Right.
But they're going to get in the States, and by the time that the States come, they might be a better team.
What's the status of being able to watch the games online like you guys were doing with Jimmy?
Yeah, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. But what happens is, oh my God, I can't believe what the MIA did to us last year. Yeah. When the games went to the quote-unquote postseason, they took over the coverage rights.
Right. Ridiculous.
So what happened was me and Jim went online that first state tournament game against Haverhill. They ripped Jim a new, you know what, at the next day. We went online live. We weren't supposed to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They messed with Jimmy Fingers?
Jimmy Fingers.
How about Jimmy? He's on there.
Who's the muscle on this one? Who do we talk to?
You're going to go to the MIA, and you know what? Forget about talking to them. But once they make their rules, that's it. They're set.
Very important question. Where do you stand on Crocs? Like as a shoe for the voice of the sports in the system.
Don't follow.
Nah, he's goofing around. No, I bought a pair of Crocs, but Crocs. They're like footwear, but they're not the most attractive footwear. But I won't wear them out of the house. Yeah, no, that's funny.
Little humor on the Sunday morning.
No, I know. Yeah.
Has he Death Row before? Has he been on?
He's been on. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been on with him, so I'm just
Phil and Jimmy. But Phil is he's the insider guy. We had Brian LaFada on last year. He's doing a fantastic.
He's doing a great job, Brian. Doing a tremendous job. He's got a lot on his plate, that guy. And I didn't even realize how much he has on his plate until I started broadcasting these games.
Yeah.
He's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, and he does it really. You know what I love about, I guess from a selfish perspective, his communication is outstanding. He really gets the word out about these games.
He does.
And where to go, when to get there. He's an advocate for these.
So his social media skills were unbelievable.
Yeah, these student athletes really have a good man in their corner with him as an athletic director. He does a fantastic.
Was he the brainchild behind the Gloucester meme, the sports memes?
I didn't know there was a Gloucester sports meme.
There was a sports meme where the players all get there. You could make yourself into the sports meme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, we'll look into that.
Are you talking about like the pictures?
Yeah.
Oh,
there was a thing going around for that. I thought
online.
Well, nowadays everything with like child athletes is a racket, right? Like they have my daughter plays club soccer, but everything is like okay, and now you can have your kid's picture taken with inside this thing. Just pay $50. You gotta get you got to get the sweatsuit from this company. The sweatsuit's $75.
Yeah,
and everything's it seems just like such.
What happened to the easy days of picking out laser beam or acid wash or background for your school photos, and that was it? You had those choices.
Yeah, no, things have changed.
Money's involved. It just seems like that's the way it goes. But the programs are good. Programs are good. There's good and bad and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. For all these playoff changes they made the MIA, you can come up with 10,000 different playoff systems, and not one's perfect. So
right. Yeah, no, I agree.
The only downside with this one is if you get off to a slow start like the Fishermen did, very hard to get in. They were 1-4. It's only determined in 8 games. So
right.
But since then they've been playing very well.
It's funny because so it is funny. So you would think that you play your regular season, and then you play in the postseason.
Right.
The state, we called them states, right?
Right. The states are playoffs. Well, yeah.
And then if you lost, that was it. But now it's like they have that short season. You go to the states, you get bounced, and then they reschedule you with games after that.
This is the football way.
Right. Yeah.
So basically, if you're not making the playoffs or you're getting bounced from the playoffs, you're essentially going back to the regular season again.
Right, but it's not necessarily in your conference.
No.
It's just like a team that may line up with you.
Right. It's going to be another random team. That's why I don't know who they're playing this week.
Right.
I'm hoping it's Beverly.
Close.
Here's why. Because they didn't play Beverly this year.
Oh,
and Beverly had one of their worst years ever.
I know, it was always the same team. You always played the same team.
Because
Beverly, Danvers, Marblehead,
the Northeast
Saugus.
Right. Well, they're still playing some of those teams, but since this new playoff system's come in to statewide, things have changed a bit. You're going to start playing different teams now.
Does Gloucester play Manchester now?
No. Manchester's too small still.
No. Actually,
but they're in the playoffs. D8.
Okay.
Yeah, they won this week too.
Wait a second. Didn't Manchester play Gloucester a couple of years ago, though?
I thought so.
No.
I want to say they did.
Not in football.
And I was shocked.
Well, he would know.
No, you would know, right?
No, they didn't play Manchester at all. None of us I can remember.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, maybe it was Hamilton Wenham.
Exhibition game, maybe?
Cape Ann League, Hamilton
Wenham.
Maybe the preseason. They played Hamilton Wenham this year. First game of the season.
That's what killed Gloucester, that game right there.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They went into that game, that opening day against Hamilton Wenham with so much optimism, right?
Yeah.
And they had a 12-7 halftime lead, and they lost 19-12.
Yeah.
And
that
game kind of, brought it on a downslide.
Yeah. No, I know. Because I couldn't believe that. After that, going into that game, you're thinking, wow, Hamilton Wenham's going to get absolutely destroyed. You know what I mean? Because Gloucester had this powerhouse program for all these years. Hamilton Wenham's small school, and they beat them.
But Hamilton Wenham's a pretty decent.
Yeah, but they're not.
They're small.
But they're small, but they got a pretty good
and they're young.
program.
They're young.
They got a good program.
They got a new coach, too, right?
They had a new coach this year, too.
Who's the coach?
Fryermuth, whose brother is the tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. So this is his first year, and he's kind of building the program back. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your roundups. When does the hockey season start?
The Monday after Thanksgiving. That's when the tryouts start. Okay. It's very specific. That's another stupid rule the MIA has. Everything's specific when they start.
Yeah.
So the Monday after Thanksgiving is when they can really start playing hockey as a team. And that's when it starts. And I think the first game, it's the second week of December.
Okay.
And I think they're on the road.
I go to a bunch of those games this year.
The high school hockey games are so worth it. Fun to watch.
Yeah. Do they still have that school choice rules in place with the MIA?
I think they do.
Where before you had to sit out a year, so you couldn't just go your senior year.
Right.
Well, a team or something,
These rules
everything's changed.
Everything's changed. There used to be a time where if you transferred to a different school, you had to sit out a year. That seems to be going out the window.
But if you were a junior and you went to a different school for your senior year, they did it to stop recruiting process, almost like college recruitment, to stack a high school team for your last senior year chance for a championship.
Hamilton Wenham is partnering with Marblehead for a hockey team.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
with Marblehead.
Yeah. They've been doing that for years. Hamilton Wenham.
They have their own hockey team. Hamilton Wenham.
No. I mean, it's a joint team between a couple of the towns because both towns couldn't really field a full team.
Marblehead.
I know.
They're great. They give Gloucester a hell of a time every time they play them.
Was it Marblehead?
I don't think it's Marblehead. I think it's Salem. It's Salem.
No.
Oh, it might be. Yeah,
it was Salem.
No, I think it was Marblehead.
Really?
I'm telling you,
it was a joint between.
I'll read it to you, but it might have been the girls' program. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, all right.
I think it was Salem.
Yeah, because it is a joint team for the boys too, but I don't remember what town it was.
Marblehead hockey team is just too good to be
joining with anybody
with another smaller city like that.
Yeah.
Played them in high school.
Who? Marblehead?
Yeah. The state championship.
They have a very good football program now.
Really? Tootie Cahoon was a freshman. Marblehead. They were good.
Yeah. In your opinion, for the Gloucester hockey system, who's an up and comer that you should keep your eye on? Who's a heat seeker?
Well, one of them probably won't be playing this year. I'm going to have to say with that the Jewell kid, Colby Jewell, looks like a really good hockey player.
His parent was it Jeremy?
Somebody.
He was a hockey player.
He was a hockey player.
Elmo. Yeah, Elmo. Jeremy. Yeah. Elmo. So his son, I
think their goaltending is going to be much improved this year. Two goaltenders with all kinds of experience. That's another thing. The kids who didn't play that much on the hockey team last year are going to come back this year with all kinds of experience. You might not know their names right now, but you will.
You will.
Yeah,
that's
you will.
The point. Yeah.
That's the point. You will know these kids.
That's awesome. All right. There we go. There's your sports roundup right there with Phil Nicastro. I love it. Thank you so much. The Godfather Wine Dinner at Tono, Tuesday night, November 8th. That's this Tuesday. There's tickets available. It's a feast celebrating the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. And there's a wine. I think the guy that's presenting the wines is going to tell stories about when the movie was being made and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And the different scenes with the wine and stuff like that. So it's going to be fantastic. Pat is going to put up a link in the comments so people can click on it and purchase a ticket if you want.
So is that a skip Monday Night Football? Watch The Godfather 1,
Tuesday.
2, and 3. I mean, nope. Skip
watch the trilogy.
Football, watch the trilogy. Go Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you.
I've done that several times.
What's your favorite Godfather? My favorite Godfather 2.
2, is it?
Yeah.
2's good, but I got to stick with 1.
Yeah,
it's just the original.
The original,
because there's all sorts of stories about that. The real Godfather people went to New York City and saw it, and they said, "Hey, wait a minute, they know too much about us."
Oh, wow. Yeah, remember Sopranos when? Kate, you should watch them before we go. You'll love them. They're great. They're fantastic movies.
The Second Sultans were never to be seen again.
Remember
Godfather 3.
Goodfellas was a good movie too.
Godfather.
Do you remember Sopranos when the nephew was getting courted to write the book because he knew all the secrets? No, he was going to work on the movie with the producers. And Tony's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?"
Yeah.
And they were going to kill him. They were going to bump him off because he was going to tell the story. He's like, what are you doing? Beauport Boutique is here to spread holiday cheer at their annual Sip and Shop event, November 10th, which is Thursday from 2 to 10 p.m. They're going to be offering dining and having a few cocktails while you shop, and they're going to show all their latest lines at Beauport Hotel. They have a great gift shop.
It's a great gift shop.
I was thinking about this. The Mile Marker gift shop is awesome. Beauport's gift shop is awesome. Mm-hmm. There's a couple. I'm going to do a roundup of
great gift shops.
Of great gift shops in town. Pauline's Gifts. Awesome gift shop.
Mermaid Tales.
The one over here, One Ocean, One Love.
Oh, yeah.
Friends over there.
Yeah.
The Matheson girls.
A lot of that gear around town. One Ocean, One Love.
Yeah. Then there's the online one. Our friend Enza Iacano and Greg Iacano. LobsterTrapGifts.com. So I'm going to do a whole, leading up to Christmas, I'm going to do a whole, you can go here and get done real quick.
Is it Joey's Lifetime Specials picks?
All awesome stuff. Well, I mean, I know you can throw again and again sale bags. Our friend Regina.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you, Kate. Kate, you should be sitting in right now. She's an integral part of this podcast. As a matter of fact, we're going to have Kate come on in a week or two. She's coming on. She said she wants to be part of the cast.
Love it.
She's missing out on some of the fun. Has anybody that has an app iPhone, have you upgraded to iOS 16?
I don't know.
The new operating system is out. I did it. I got it, and I really like it.
I think mine does automatic.
I think it's automatic, right?
Yeah.
No, well, I had to go and get mine. So I created this.
I let it go.
That's not it. What's that?
I think mine does automatic updates. I think I got it set for automatic updates.
Oh, okay.
How do you tell which one do you have?
Go ahead. I'll show you. Go to General. General, right? And then you
software
update, right? Hold on.
Mine's automatic on.
Yeah, I know mine said that too, but it didn't get it. You're on iOS 16.
Oh no, I have to download and install now.
Yeah, so what iPhone do you have?
The 13 Max Pro.
So I don't know why.
Me too. Mine's saying 15.7.1.
Also available 16. It's down the bottom. You have to scroll down. Yeah, also available right here. iOS 16. It's available, but you wouldn't see it. You have to scroll.
Gotcha.
Scroll up.
All right. What do you love about it? Why are we checking out this?
So you can.
Before I download this,
if you make a mistake on the, if you make a mistake on your text,
yes,
you can correct them.
Edit
them.
After it's
sent. You can pull back emails.
That's kind of odd because I never said that, Judge.
Yeah. But it'll show that it's edited, and they can also
read the original. So what's the purpose of editing?
Maybe someone's very anal about their grammar or something like that.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, I could see that, but yeah, so it's not for you're talking to the ex and something like Mel Gibson-ish comes out. Yeah.
So I also there's another one. It's a graphic thing, and it probably just appeals to me. But if you take a photo and you have a photo in your photo library, right? So,
oh, geez, put that one away.
See that right there? There's the Crocs. It's a whole picture. You long press on it, right?
Does it go to live?
No, what it does is it'll. Oh, I got it. Okay, so you press it, and it makes a cutout of that image, and then you can close that app.
Looks very difficult, Joe.
I know. I got it. All right, gotta do it this way. Forget it. I can do. Okay, I got it now. So I took it right. I close out the photo app. I open up my messages app, and say I'm gonna text it to Kate. And you drop that little image in there, and it shows up, and then you can send it, and it's just the cropped image of. So you can crop out it's like your face.
It's a JPEG instead of a
it's
PNG.
A PNG
instead of a JPEG. Yeah,
I think Jimmy put that up there.
Yeah. No, because that's the sample you used in the notes.
Right. No, I know.
Guys, chime in. Say hello while you're down there in the corner.
So I think it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade. Amy is upgrading. She's switching from Samsung to iPhone. So now,
woo!
Yeah. So none of us here are everybody here is an iPhone person.
Yeah.
So there was a thread.
I don't know about me.
And this was
a phone person. I don't know if I'm out you.
So this was a thing. Nobody's more stubborn than an Android person that won't.
Android.
I'm an Android guy.
She's got an Android guy.
Discount me, I guess.
That's all right.
No, we're gonna find out.
So can you put that back up?
Is this you?
So nobody's more stubborn than an Android person that won't switch to iPhone. I was that person.
Yes, he was.
Years and years and years, I was that person. The thing that got me to switch
make that much of a difference
was the texting.
Yeah.
And the blue bubbles and the green bubbles.
That's only if you're on iMessage with other iPhones.
But
why do you have to go with it?
I was always having.
They lost me about 15 minutes ago.
But you couldn't. But there were certain things you could do in messaging that you can't do when you have one person that's in a text group.
Oh, so if you're in the text group and somebody has an Android and everybody else's iPhone, you try to send it, it doesn't apply.
It screws it all up.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the thing. I was outside of, and I think a lot of people get left out of group chats.
Wait, was that you the whole time?
That was me.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me. No, so there's that. But I got eviscerated by Android people, and I think that there's a type, and a stubborn type is the type that won't switch.
Is it the same drivers that drive Subarus? They're they just that's their thing, and they stick to it straight. It's like the personality type for Android persons, or what do you? I mean, we're looking at him because he's the only one in the room. Huh?
I drive a Subaru. What's the personality type of
personality? You drive a Subaru?
I own a Subaru. I don't drive it a lot.
That's shocking to me.
I gave it to my wife, actually. But
your wife drives
I got a pickup truck and a Subaru.
Historically, they say that Subaru drivers are probably the worst drivers on the road. Every time you look up and there's something that if somebody's driving slow, doesn't use a directional, just not doing the right thing, 9 times out of 10 you look up, it's a Subaru in front of you.
You know why? Because they're very safe vehicles. They get very high ratings in crash tests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents buy it for their new drivers.
And they're also outdoorsy people that you tend to gravitate towards Subaru.
They're all-wheel drive.
I drive a Jeep. It's a great outdoorsy vehicle.
I got the 6.
I'm not knocking
Which
the
one?
the
No,
mechanics
Legacy.
of the car. I'm just saying
I
the
got a
drivers.
6-cylinder Legacy that's quick.
Yeah.
So yesterday,
I mean, it's not a
yesterday I went into Boston with the girls, and we went out to my favorite pizza place, and then we went to Newbury Street, and then where we parked the car was down in the south end, and where we ended up was a mile and a half away. It was the end of the day, and I just didn't feel like walking. So we got an Uber, and the Uber happened to be a Tesla. And we got it. It was a 3 Series Tesla, and this thing was the technology in it. I want.
Was it an electric one?
The dashboard's
Yeah, I
like
think
this.
they're all electric.
All Teslas are
And
electric.
the electric part wasn't the thing that made me so envious of it. The thing that made me envious of it was the screen. The screen
Yes.
was
Yeah.
The
this
screen is
big.
massive.
You're driving a computer.
You're driving a computer, but like the level of finish in it
It's unbelievable.
is so beautiful, understated. Like United States car manufacturers, like the big ones that make a bazillion cars, and should be ashamed of themselves if you get in a Tesla and you see the level of finish in this Tesla. It's $46,000 for this car, but you know what was wild about it? If someone was walking next to the car, it showed the person.
It has a 360-degree video.
Right.
Camera, yeah.
If you put it on, and I think it's a 24-hour loop, and so if you get into an accident, you've got everything documented.
Yeah.
Wow, it's unbelievable.
I have my godson has one, and some guy threw a cup of coffee at him driving by. I don't know exactly what preceded it to make the guy want to throw a cup of coffee at him, but be that as it may, and he called the police and he said, I had a guy throw a cup of coffee, and the policeman says, well, yeah, you can't prove it. He goes, yeah, I can. and he
like
showed
that
him the
paperwork.
video, and the cops went, wow, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, 360 degrees on a video loop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Screen was this big. It had like this like burl, but it wasn't like a glossy burl. It was like almost like a walnut kind of veneer that went around like this.
Radius type of shape? Radius type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was absolutely beautiful. No, Jen Holmgren, I did not know about the fart app in the Tesla. Can you tell me?
Oh, wait a minute. There is a fart thing.
Yeah.
It tells you how many times somebody farts in the seat.
Is that true?
It is a true thing. I've seen it.
Oh, I thought
Why
it
would
was.
you care?
I thought it was.
It has
to
it in the
change-
new work van that I'm
I
in.
thought it was to change your horn to a fart sound or change
Oh,
your
no,
beep
no,
beep
no.
when you turn your alarm on.
I
to
found
a
it
fart
by
sound.
accident in the work van. I go, what the hell
So
is
what
this button?
happens?
I hit the button. It shows up in red. One fart in this seat today. So I guess I farted.
She says, Jen says,
Like it means anything.
I know. Right?
Jen Holmgren says you can prank your passengers and it'll make the noise for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The thing that impresses
What's
me the most
happening?
about the Teslas is how fast, how quick they are.
The acceleration.
Oh, the acceleration is crazy, and I never realized. I was told this, and somebody may know this for a fact, but you know, the 427 AC Cobra set a lot of records back in the 60s. And all kinds of car manufacturers have tried to beat the Cobra's records. In fact, the Viper, the Dodge Viper, which is a V10, was designed specifically to beat the Cobra records. And they beat a lot of them, but they couldn't beat every one. The one that no one can beat is 0 to 60 to 0, because the Cobra only weighed about.
Got a Hellcat can do that.
But the acceleration, no one could really match. And these Teslas now, you can buy any Tesla, and it's quicker in 0 to 60 than the Cobras, which I find hard to believe.
Wow.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah,
It's
no, you
unreal.
see online they're beating Ferraris on quarter-mile drag strips.
Yeah.
These Teslas,
Which I never
Stock
realized
Tesla.
that electric engines, the instantaneous torque. There's no
power
what do
band.
you call it? There's no power curve on it.
Right.
It's instantaneous. When you hit that gas, you have all the torque.
So this guy
It's
he said he had
Yeah,
400
quick as hell. Yeah.
460 mile
Range.
range. He says a normal drive and he can go a week without charging.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. I thought it was a lot less than that. I didn't realize. I thought you were more married to your. What made me nervous was like, oh, if I'm going up to say Winnipesaukee or something like that, like, oh, am I not going to have enough to to get home, or like have
they
to
have
pull
charging
over some-
stations all over.
Well, those charging stations, right? Yes, they do. And from my understanding, somebody that was a Tesla owner had mentioned to me that they had unlimited. Once you buy the Tesla, you can just it doesn't cost you any extra to go charge at those charging stations. You buy the car at $46,000, whatever it is, and that package is free electricity at their charge stations for that vehicle for the life of the vehicle.
Because the electricity generated for the charging station is created from fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Right, that's the big rub. The big rub right now. That like I lean to the right, but the big rub with all my there's all the psycho conservatives right now is about because listen, I just said psycho conservatives. I'm going to say it right now. There's plenty of psycho liberals that I know as well. So I call them like I see them. But the big thing that their criticism of there's a huge criticism of electric cars right now because of the I think it's mostly about California where they're restricting they're telling people not to run their generators or their
air conditioners
and stuff like that, and it takes electricity
blackouts
to
and
run.
stuff.
I
see what you're saying. Yeah,
it's a little hypocrisy there, but
what are you gonna do?
I'll tell you what, I really. So the range is 460, 465.
Changes a lot in the cold though.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Cold weather
Oh, yeah.
saps a lot of the battery.
Oh, okay.
Cold batteries.
And then the other thing wasn't the other thing like if you have to replace the battery,
Yeah,
it's like a crazy amount,
it's
like
like buying a
15
new
grand.
car. Yeah, 15,
It's probably like
30
changing the
grand.
transmission of a regular car.
And electricity
like
just went up
higher.
62%.
So I wonder what the
It's like $15,000, $20,000.
what the warranty is. Like, do you have like do
not-
you have an 8-year warranty on the battery?
Oh,
Because if you do, and you plan on turning it in after 5 years, that's not such of a concern. But if it isn't, that is a big concern. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just giving you the time, so we
Oh wow!
keep on.
We're
moving right along today.
Yeah, we
Joe.
are moving right along. Bill Bartlett says absolutely natural gas generation of electricity to recharge electric vehicles. Yeah, for me, okay. So with my solar panels, it was never about being environmentally friendly. That was not my concern when I got my solar panels. It was strictly I got solar panels strictly on the basis of
Heating at home.
the money that it was going to save me, and it saved me and Kate a tremendous amount of money. It's actually probably one of the best financial decisions I've ever made, without question. And I had the numbers back it up. So, with the whole, it takes natural gas to create the. I don't care. I just want to know financially and aesthetically and the quality of the ride is what I would base my decision off of. Not if it's a liberal. Perceived as a liberal car versus a conservative, a car that a conservative would drive.
This should be irrelevant.
It's not my battle. I'm not fighting those battles. So anyway, yeah. Well, but plenty of people would be happy to, right?
I know.
One more thing I want to talk about if you send in a self-addressed and stamped envelope, we will return a Good Morning Gloucester sticker to you free of charge. And this one, we have one that came from Bernard Silva in Owl's Head, Maine.
Bernie.
So we I like to hold off and open them on air because I hope that they leave us a little note so that we can read it on air. So if 95 East Main Street, Gloucester, Massachusetts, care of Joey Shimataro, self-stamped addressed envelope, also known as a SAZY, and I'll put.
Did you read what it said on the back?
It says, "Please send sticker in enclosed envelope. Thank you." At least he said thank you.
Which is nice.
Yeah, Owl's Head, Maine. We got. All right, we're gonna do it right on air here.
Beautiful.
Stickers going in the envelope for you, Bernie. There's that. Bill Wren asks if there's any update on the butt cream test. No, McCarthy just got back from Mexico, and I'm gonna talk. So for those of you that don't know, we both got.
Did he have Montezuma's? Is that why the hold off?
No, I you know what? I put it in my drawer because I want to do it at the same time. So, you know what we're talking about?
We're not going to go back to that topic.
Well, we got
Bug's just glad this is his last week.
Joey
here.
and Chris are butt cream buddies.
we got butt hair removal intended for sensitive parts. and we're gonna do a test. We got 2 different ones. Mine got 4.5 star rating. He's got a 4.
Don't ask me to be a judge.
He's got a 4-star. Pat's got the graphic right there. We also have we want to promote this right here. A night of comedy. All right, let me get out of it. Hold on, I'm gonna cover your face up.
No.
Straighten it up. Hold on, right here. I'll show you how it's done right here. There you go.
A night of comedy featuring Artie Gennaro, which is the pharmacist, which he was a real pharmacist turned comedian. I've seen him at Giggles. All these comedians perform at Giggles on Route 1. They'll be at the American Legion on November 19th at 8 p.m. Tickets available at the American Legion bar. $30 per ticket, which is a great price for 3 comedians. Breaks down to $10 per comedian if you're doing the quick math, or less if you're a veteran, save $5.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Very nice.
For you value-added guys.
That's right.
By a bad guy. Bill, thanks for bringing that up, Bill Wren. We're going to do a Pat. How many shares do we have, Pat?
We have 11 shares.
11 shares. We'll give people 1 more minute, and again, we'll go over the prizes. We have a Gloucester Schooner Festival hat. Watch how I do it now. Ready? All the way to the camera and then back. Let's see if this works. This is a test. Boom, right there. Gloucester Schooner Festival hat. Oh!
Sitting in the wrong seat.
Oh, Jesus. It must have been the beans. All right, and then the other prize. Right there. Gloucester patch right there. Gloucester match. All right, 2 prizes this week. And we'll go back. Do we have any other shares?
We are still at 11.
We're stuck at 11. All right. Contact.
So you're going to answer, if your number's drawn, you're going to answer hat or patch.
Hat or patch.
While we're doing this, all the lurkers that have not chimed in today, if you're behind the keyboard, you haven't said hello, just type in where you're listening or where you're watching from. And if you'd like to get in here in the next 30 seconds, we're going to do the timer. And you are eligible to win a prize here on Good Morning Gloucester this morning. Joey, in 30 seconds starts now.
All right. All right, I got to put the.
How'd you like that for post?
Good work. Good work, Scotty. Let me see. I'm surprised no one else has shared it and typed shared. Maybe they don't like the prizes.
Shout out to Indiana again. Thanks for chiming in from out of state. We meet a lot of people at the Crow's Nest. We like seeing you chime in. So
One more. 12.
Bill Wynn shared it.
5 seconds.
All right, we're
4,
up to 12.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
And that's it.
All right. You know what I love? I love it when 2 different types of people win. The people that share it right off the bat when we say it in the beginning, and then people at the very end share it.
I think all the people were saving their energy for the next Powerball drawing, so they didn't really share. They think they're going to wear their luck out. Wow. They might wear out the luck on winning a GMG
Is everybody
prize.
playing? Is everybody playing?
I'm playing.
1.9 billion tomorrow night.
No one won last night.
No one won last night, but someone from Massachusetts did win 1 million.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what they're reporting anyways.
Where? What town? Do you know?
So I'll be going to the Nest to buy my next set of tickets for tomorrow.
Oh, you can get Powerball tickets at the Nest?
Yeah.
You can get them anyway now.
Any lottery machine, you can just get them right at the machine. They print them right out for you,
Jeez,
Joe.
that's a worthwhile stop.
It is a worthwhile stop. Could win 1.9 billion just by stopping at the Nest.
Maybe some Bloody Marys.
Did you see what the cash option is on that? 795 million before taxes.
Before taxes?
Yes.
So it turns out to like fucking 300 or 400 million?
It'd be like 400 million, something like that. Yeah.
That's outrageous.
They take a lot of it.
That's
so
insane.
the cash out.
That's why they do it.
That's why they do it, so they can take it. Yeah.
300 million is still generational wealth. So.
Yeah, believe me, it is.
Right.
All right, tell them the rules, Joey, about picking the prize.
Thank you very much. If you, it doesn't matter if I pick your name first or second, because we have 2 prizes today. It's the first person to respond online to say hat or patch. All right, first pull, and Pat is going to alert us who the winner is. Number 9.
Number 9, Nita McDonald.
Anita Margarita.
2-time winner now.
2-time winner. See that? And number 9. No, she can't win twice, though. That's the first time that's happened.
Oh, my mother's won twice today?
No, she wins 1 prize. You
okay.
You don't give them. And then number 1
is Amy
Nita says hat.
Is Amy in Erie?
Amy who?
We will get Amy's patch to her.
Amy and Scoony Boo Boo.
Well, technically it's Scoony Boo Boo's patch.
Right. You put it on there. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mom.
Thank you to everybody that shared. Thank you to everybody that joined us today. Go to Gloucester High School today at 2:30. You can watch the soccer. Then you can, after that, watch the field goal.
I was just going to say the field hockey. I'm going to be there with Lisa doing the field hockey for KPN Live.
Oh, fantastic.
At 6 o'clock.
Tell Jimmy, can you remind Jimmy to send me the links to the finished product? I like to put them on the blog that, when he goes in and
the KPN Live link?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, I'll tell him. Yeah.
What is it? If people are going online, they want to find it, KPN Live.
KPN Live. You have to join it. It's a Facebook group page. Okay. Just simply join it. Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do a great job.
So on Facebook, people can go Facebook, KPN Live. They can watch live broadcasts.
It's a streamline.
So you're covering the field hockey, but not the soccer?
No, no one told me anything about a soccer game. I think what's happening is everyone wants to watch the Patriots. They're on at 1 o'clock today.
Oh, we didn't even get to
But I'm getting word that both teams today, soccer and field hockey, should win. These are first-round state tournament games, and the soccer.
The higher seeds?
Yeah, the highest season.
That's why they got home games.
Yeah. That's why they got home games, right?
Jimmy D.
That's another thing. This new playoff system is the higher you are, those home games come into play. That's huge. The hockey team proved it last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Good luck to Hamilton. Our friends at Hamilton Wenham. Sadie Gamber's playing today.
4 o'clock, Gordon College.
4 o'clock, Gordon College. I'm going to try to make that game. And thank you guys for showing up today.
Glad to be here, Joe. Thanks for having us.
The Crow's Nest has a Powerball ticket with our name on it.
There's a Bloody Mary with our name on it too.
And a Bloody Mary.
They make them from scratch, and we've said this before. So all the people that are watching now that haven't watched in the past, Crow's Nest is hands down the best place in the city of Gloucester to go get a Bloody Mary on a Sunday.
And they love when we send all our viewers down there to go get them at the same time.
Because they make them from scratch, and they really are that delicious. Am I wrong?
You are 1,000% correct. The best, and my beautiful wife Kate will attest to that as well. All right, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. We're gonna start to having midweek podcasts as things are gonna start slowing down the wharf here. And
Jimmy doing a sign off?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I can make that happen.
Jimmy,
all right,
you're gonna do the sign off.
Jimmy, you're gonna do the sign off. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, no piping plovers were harmed in the making of today's podcast. Thank you.
Little town with big news. 411, come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew.